I'm here in my kitchen today, and I thought we should do some cooking. It's always a great idea when you're stuck in the house and looking for something to do, and maybe you're getting a little hungry. Let's do some cooking. I have my helper here. This is my daughter, Hallie.
Hi.
And she is a really good cook. In fact, she has her own cooking blog. If you want, mom or dad or somebody wants to check it out, it's called The Wordy Baker. You can find it online. So, question then is, what are we going to make? And I got an idea, and I think you can guess what we're going to make. We're going to use this pan. So what do you think? I'll give you another hint. It starts with this letter. Zig, zag, zig, zag. And that makes the mama sound. I'm going to put another letter. And what about this one? Straight line, top shelf, middle shelf. That makes the fa 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 sound. So far we got muff. I'm going to put another one of those. Top shelf, middle shelf. And then this letter, that's uppercase I. And this one, zig, zag, zig. Muffin. Oh, are we just going to make one?
I don't think so.
I think I better muffins. I'm going to put an S. There. So we can make more than one. Nobody wants just one muffin, right?
No.
Okay, I'm going to put that there. And so we decided what we're going to make. We're going to make muffins. And then we have to decide
What are we going to put in them?
what flavor muffins. And we went around our kitchen and we found so many choices. Here's one choice, blueberry muffins. That's always a good one. What else we got?
Cranberries.
Cranberries. We found those in the freezer, but if you don't have them in the freezer, you might have craisins in your cabinet. So there's two ways to make cranberry muffins. Ooh, this is a good choice. Chocolate chip muffins. What else we got?
We can make apple muffins. You can cut up an apple.
Chop it up. Maybe mom or dad should help with
With
that.
a sharp knife.
Raisins. We got raisins. Ooh, orange. Maybe not just the orange, but you could grate a little bit of the skin. Oh, smell that. Smells really good. Oh, that's really good. You have a banana. If you just have these kind of bananas, you could just chop them up into little pieces. But if you have the really brown ones, you could mush them up. You might need to adjust the amount of liquid in your muffin, but that would be really good too. You can always add different kinds of nuts and different kinds of spices. We have a couple. Cinnamon. What else we got? Ah, chili powder.
Yeah, with the cheese.
Oh, so your muffin doesn't have to be a sweet muffin. You could use some chili powder and chop up some cheese or grate some cheese in there. That would also, vanilla. So if you're going to make a sweet muffin, I smell that. You guys know that they used to use this for perfume back in the old days.
You have been telling kids that for so long.
Would you like some perfume?
Sure, give me some perfume.
Right there. I'm going to put some perfume on. Oh, I'm going to smell like sugar cookies all day long. So that's good. So many choices, but we have to decide. You know, we can make muffins again tomorrow and use a different flavor. But I think today let's use cranberries. And you know what would go really good with cranberries? If we do grate up a little bit of the orange zest into our muffins. So now we've decided what kind. We better get rid of some of this other stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to clear the decks. Let's see, we don't need the raisins.
Do we want cinnamon with the cranberry orange or no?
What do you think? Yes, okay.
Don't need the banana.
We don't need the banana. Okay, we will need this, but maybe not for a little bit. So
but don't we want to prep the pan first?
Oh, good idea. It would be terrible if we made all these muffins and then they stuck in the pan and wouldn't come out. So I have a little bit of cooking spray. Watch out. And I'm going to Now, if you don't have cooking spray, you can always take a little bit of butter or shortening or vegetable oil on a paper towel and then swab in each one of those things. All right, now we can set this aside. The recipe that we're going to use is an old family favorite. In fact, it's so favorite that it's starting to fall apart because we've used it so much. Betty Crocker's new Boys and Girls Cookbook. But if you look at the picture, probably not all that new. Probably is about what I might have used when I was a little kid and I wanted to go cooking. And I don't know if you can see, but this shows you, see all the little crumbs and dropped things on there? This shows you this is a very well used page. But I think we're about ready. The ingredients are very simple. And I bet you can guess some of them. First, we need flour. Okay. And we have two different kinds of flour. We have the whole wheat flour, which has the whole thing ground up and it's a little healthier. Sugar. We have brown sugar because I like the flavor of it. Baking powder. Baking powder.
Just fits.
Yeah. Salt. Okay. So some of them we only need a little bit of salt, a little bit of baking powder, a lot of flour, and a lot of sugar. So those are our dry ingredients. That's what we're going to do now. Okay. So,
you want to start with the flour?
Sure. It says 2 cups. 2 cups flour. So you know what? Since I have both kinds of flour, I'm going to add 1 of each. So see how I scooped it off in the middle? 1 cup of regular flour. And then we're going to add a cup of whole wheat. So it'll be half healthy. Okay. Okay, and so there it is. There's our muffins. And then the next thing it calls for is a 1/4 cup sugar. 1/4 cup.
4 tablespoons?
I think I'll just find, this is a 1/2 cup. So 2 of these will make 1 of these. I only need a 1/4 cup, so that's going to be half of 1 of these. So I have my handy clothespin holding that closed. So I only need to fill this thing halfway. I'll pour that in there. Ah!
Uh-oh.
It's okay. It's okay. Whoa. Get some of it back. Oop, oop, oop. And you know what? The ingredients don't have to be exact. I think you all know that from our cooking in the classroom. I'll put a little bit more back. Would anybody like to taste the sugar?
Sure.
Show me your pinchy fingers.
Pinchy fingers.
Pinchy fingers. Sweet. And we're going to add that. Okay. And then salt. It says a teaspoon of salt.
We skipped the baking powder.
Uh-oh.
3 teaspoons.
3 teaspoons baking powder. And remember, the baking powder is the one that has that little shelf. So we don't want a huge amount. We want, just use that little shelf to even it off like that. And remember, we don't taste the baking powder. It tastes terrible. Not as bad as baking soda, which is really awful, but baking powder. So 1. Here, you want to do 1? Okay, don't forget to use the little shelf. Perfect. 2. 2. And we need 1 more. 3. All right, and okay. I'm glad you mentioned that because without the baking powder, our muffins would not rise nice and fluffy. Okay, so now we need the salt, a teaspoon of salt. And you know what? I'm going to measure it and then put it in here because I know my friends like to taste the salt too.
Oh.
So for tasting the salt, we use our pinky finger. So like this. And then you're not scooping, you're just pushing down into the bottom. And a little bit of salt will stick to your pinky finger. Salty. And we're gonna, very salty. We're gonna do that. All right, so this is what we have so far. This is all our dry.
Cinnamon.
Oh,
Cinnamon's also a dry ingredient.
okay. How much cinnamon do you think we should add?
I
Should we
don't
just
think
add
we need
some
very much, just a couple dashes.
shakes? I'm gonna do 2 shakes, and how about you do 2 shakes?
Okay.
1, 2, and you can do 2 shakes.
3. Oops. 4. I guess I do double shakes.
Okay, that's all right. And as all my friends know, when they cook in the classroom, if you're a little bit off, it doesn't really matter. Usually things come out delicious anyway. Mix and mix and mix and mix. Mix the dry ingredients. That looks pretty good.
All right.
So that's the dry ingredients. Now we need the wet ingredients. Let's see what it says. Make a well in the center of the mixture. Ooh, that's like our volcano. So I'm going to push all the dry ingredients out to the edge. So there's like a hole in the middle, and set that aside. And then, okay, in another bowl, we're going to use this thing here. Beat slightly 1 egg.
Yes.
Now, in our classroom, we mostly use our pretend eggs. But here we are at home. I don't even think I have pretend eggs at home. So we're going to use a real egg. And you probably have some real eggs at home. Okay? Cool.
Looks good.
And then stir in. Let's see, milk, vegetable oil, or melted shortening. Any kind of liquid fat will do. Even if you wanted, they taste really good if you use melted butter. But we're going to use oil, vegetable oil. And here's our cup measurer. We used it for our dry ingredients, but now we're going to use it for our wet ingredients. And we're going to go glug, 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 glug. 1 cup measure, that means it goes all the way to the top. It don't spill. Whew, did it. Okay, 1/4 cup. Now remember, we used our 1/2 cup measure, but we only need to go halfway up.
Okay.
Halfway up. And again, a little more, a little less, doesn't make a difference. Okay, and that goes in there. Hey, I can still see that egg bopping around in there. So that must be why they tell us to beat it slightly. Let me get a fork and we can. Here you go. Make us a little more room here. Ooh,
Yeah, splash of vanilla.
Vanilla, yeah. That's a wet ingredient too.
Ooh, it's a big splash.
Yeah. All right. So this is going to go in the middle into our volcano. Okay. Beautiful. Now let's see what to do next. Pour the egg mixture all at once. So not a little bit at a time. It all goes in at once. Into the hole in the flour mixture. Stir just until the flour is moistened. Oh, do you see how they changed the letters here? So
Yeah.
they want to make sure it's important that batter will be slightly lumpy. Do not overmix. So when we sing our mixing song, we better sing it fast.
Yeah.
We ready?
Yep.
On your mark. I'm going to hold on to it.
Okay.
On your mark. Get set. Mix and mix and mix and mix. Mix the mixture in the bowl. What do you think?
I don't think it's ready yet.
Okay.
I still see some dry bits.
Okay, so
Yeah, there's
maybe
dry
I sang
bits.
too fast.
Too fast.
Okay, we'll sing a little slower. Mix and mix and mix and mix. Mix the wet and the dry together. Woo!
That's
looking
much
pretty good.
better.
Yeah. Yeah, let me show you. Doop.
But we have to mix it some more when we add the cranberries.
Yeah, so we
let's
better not
add
stop
those.
those. So how much cranberries do you think we should add?
A good handful.
Okay? Let's get your good hands out and do that. And while you do that, I will make this wonderful smell from our orange. Ooh, look how it's, I wish you could smell it. Okay. All right. You know, even if we're taking the orange, the dark orange part only off this orange, we can eat the rest of the orange later. Okay, what do you think? Is that good?
Yep, I think that's good.
Let's get all that good stuff off of there.
All right, give it another mix.
Yep, go for it. And then our pan, which is ready. Okay, perfect. Oops.
I see a dry spot.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to add a couple more cranberries.
Okay. Okay, these are going to be perfect. Okay. All right, so.
Nice and mixed.
And we're going to take a giant scoopful and put it into each one of these holes. Can you help me count and see how many muffins we're going to get? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, it's going to make quite a few. 8, 9, 10. Can you scooch it all down there so I can get? I don't know if I'm going to get a dozen, but we could try. 11. Nope. Nope.
11 muffins. Let's see.
Let's see. This one's a little short. Let's add one to that one and something to that one. Sometimes I like to add a little bit of something on the top for I think. Oh, you have the perfect thing. A different kind of sugar. This is called raw sugar or demerara sugar. So we can take a pinch and just. Going to make our muffins look really good. But if you had like some granola in your house, that would be a nice thing to put on the top, or chopped nuts or something like that. It just adds a little, makes your muffins a little bit fancier, and then everybody will be so impressed. Okay, the oven is hot. I'm gonna
put them in
the oven and set the timer. Let's see. It says bake 20 to 30 minutes or until golden brown. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Okay, so there's our 11 muffins, and they're going to go in. Our oven is set at 425 degrees. That's really hot. So we got to be really careful when we open the oven that we don't get burn ourselves. Here it goes. That's going to. Woof! That is hot. And then here's the timer here. So time. I'm going to press that. Press it again, and I'm going to set this for 20. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There it is. I'm going to push this again. And the timer will go off when the muffins are ready to check. Okay? So what could we do for 20 minutes? Maybe go read a story, go play for a little bit. Come back here in a few minutes and we'll check and see how they are. Okay? Did you hear that? That's my timer going off. I think the muffins will be ready. Let's check. Ooh. Whoop, let me turn that off. Junie thinks they smell good. I think they look good too. I can see them. The cranberries are bright red and popping out, and I see a little sparkly bits from that sugar we sprinkled on the top. They look done to me. Let's bring them out. Be careful, because they're hot. That's definitely a job for Mom or Dad or Mommy. And there they are. We're going to let them cool for a tiny little bit. If we take them out right now, they're going to be hard to take out. So we let them cool, then they should pop right out. Some people like to use those little paper things, like cupcake papers on there, and that's okay too. I don't like to use them because then all that stuff sticks to the paper and then I don't get to eat it. So that's why I use the cooking spray. All right, I'm going to let them cool for a couple minutes and turn off the oven. Joop. And then, guess what I'm going to do next? I'm going to eat some muffins. Okay. Hey, wow, take a look at these delicious looking muffins. We let them cool a little bit, so they should, cross your fingers, pop right out of the pan. Ooh, pop, pop, pop. Here, Hallie, would you like a muffin?
Why, thank you.
I'm going to have one too. Now, the way I like to eat my muffins is I like to break them in half, and then I get all these nice nooks and crannies, just like on the English muffin commercial. And then I like butter or honey. Sometimes I even put peanut butter on my muffins. Especially if your muffins don't come out as sweet as you want to do the honey. But I think I'm going to put butter on my muffins. And because they're still warm, they should all be all melty, melty, melty. Would you like butter on your muffin?
I would love some butter. Thank you.
You can't see it, but Juniper is sitting right down there with her nose in the air like she wants a muffin too. What do you think?
I don't think muffins are for dogs.
No, you're probably right. All right. And we made ourselves, while we were waiting for the muffins to cool, we made ourselves a nice cup of tea. And after doing all that stuff, I think we should just go put our feet up for a while.
Yep.
And eat a couple of delicious cranberry orange muffins. See what kind of flavors you can come up with your muffins. And I'd love to see a picture. Send it to me and I'll put it on the blog.
Sounds good.
And don't forget to check out my daughter's cooking blog called The Wordy Baker. Google it.
Yes.
All right. Have fun. Bye-bye.